Okay, now, finally at the S, satisfaction. This is where we talk about feedback, praise, and things like that. And we'll talk about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation and how this will fit in with that. So it's kind of a big area right here. There's a fine line when you're trying to improve satisfaction with a student of being patronizing or being too negative. You know, you don't want them to feel like they're a kindergartner. You know, we're college students here, and a lot of my college students, especially for my night classes, are non-traditionals. They know when they're being patronized. Oh, good job. You know, you can't just see that. You know, you have to figure out, I liked your answer because. This is why I like what you said. I liked what you did with this assignment because. You know, so you're being specific and you're giving them the feedback and you're telling them why you're giving them that feedback. I think that's what we're pretty much saying here is they feel like their information is useful and beneficial, and they think they can see that you understand what they're doing. You get them, you know, and that improves their satisfaction. And I think you have to be careful what you're praising them for. You know, I think a lot of times girls in particular are praised because, oh, you're so pretty. Well, I didn't do anything to become pretty. I was born this way, you know, or, you know, you're so big, or what, you know, whatever. Instead of saying, wow, look at how, you know, you've been running and you've gotten stronger and things like that, or you've been studying and look what a good job you did in this test. You know, you got a good grade because you've been studying so hard. So if they can see their effort led to this praise, then that's a good thing. Okay, here this talks about the intrinsic and the extrinsic motivation. And you all know this. You have students who are in your class because they want to be there. They're just like, oh, this is going to be great. I want to learn. I want to just, everything you say comes out of your mouth, I want to know this. Those are your dream students. There's 2 or 3 in every class. We love them. And then the other ones are going, I just want to get my grade and get out of here. Just quit talking and stop doing stuff and just let me do this, you know. So how do we get more of the intrinsic and less of this okay, I'm here because I need a grade mentality? You know, and that's the problem nationwide. You know, more college students now are there for the grade. You know, they're so motivated by that grade, and you know, you want them to be there because they want to learn and they want to retain knowledge, and that's a really hard challenge. If I knew the answer to that, I'd be a millionaire because I'd be able to tell you all this. But I think we can try different things to try to help with that. We had to give some extrinsic motivation, and we hope that'll help to improve the intrinsic. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes giving too much verbal, you know, motivation or extrinsic, giving them candy or whatever you want to think of, that's not going to really help them want to learn. But sometimes if they can see that this got them positive attention, and some students that will help. You know, some things that we know will help are having consistent standards, being clear about your expectations. Do I have a little arrow here? Ooh, I do. This is a new toy I just got from him. And your consequences. Linking the SLOs to the criteria, such as your rubric for success, you know, things like that, and being really clear, and they can say, okay, these are the things I have to do. Even if they don't really want to intrinsically, they can see this is going to help, you know. So maybe there's some be, especially with the consequences. And I have another example of that. This I found, 1973 Army Handbook. The Army knows about motivation. They know how to kick you, and you know what to get you motivated, right? So I thought this would be interesting to look at their perspective, and I actually thought it was kind of neat. According to the Army Handbook in 1973, a person's motivation is dependent upon 2 things: the strength of certain needs. And they gave an example if you're really hungry or if you really have a task at hand. Okay, and then what will a certain action, the perception that a certain action will help satisfy those needs. And they should have probably put a third one there, because they should have said also the consequences, because right here, if you believe that you'll be fired for not completing the task, you'll probably put off lunch and complete the task. So the consequences of performing certain actions too, I think we should probably be added there. But this is just, I took it straight from them, and just glad I just discussed that separately. I try to stress in a class that, you know, if you have a test Friday and you're playing online video games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that you're probably not going to do too well in your test on Friday, you know, and talk about how you can balance your wants and your needs, what you need to do, what you want to do. And I think that's where this comes in. You know, maybe you want to eat lunch, but you got an assignment to do. How can you balance those two wants and needs together?